What up, guys? This is your boy Ligo One Half Enduro. And this week right here, the launch of the Switch 2. Like I said, other than that one video, I wanted to be more positive. And it's funny when you be more positive, you get less views. But I understand that it's all good. I'll take what I'll take. But I want to point out this special creators voice edition here. Again, it's going along with all these videos that I'm doing this week, except for that one. And I'll say this. Um, a lot of people said it was so weird. There's a video, I think I put it up, and if you saw the video, you saw the video. I can't remember if I did put it up or not, but the video where the guy was like, they have this. This should have been on Nintendo Switch 1. I'm like, dude, a lot of these people do not understand how technology works. They don't. And it's annoying. And the reason why a lot of people are like, oh, here's another reason gamers need to understand. The reason why consoles are going up in price. All right? Which it's sad that I have to say this, but people don't need to understand. See, back in the day, back in the 90s and 2000, the consoles came along in price. And the PlayStation 5 and the Switch 1 and 2, go down in price. But the reason why a lot of the game consoles went down in price, because of the better technology that make it more cheaper. They could bring prices down. The problem we have right now, and it's been very much established. A lot of the consoles now, and I mean consoles, not a Nintendo Switch thing. It's just consoles now, even computers. A lot of the consoles now are using a lot of rare earth minerals. And a lot of these rare earth minerals are not being traded freely like they used to be in the past, one, and two. They're now being used for geopolitical angst to get whatever they want. And because of that situation, these prices do not go down like before. Now, I'm not talking about the cartridges, because you saw dumb gamers saying, "Oh my God, Nintendo card games is still at $60." I get it. The reason Nintendo doesn't drop their prices is because they feel that their game's worth the value. One, and two, we gamers made it feel the value. Again, diamonds are expensive because they're rare. We make the value to it. Mostly women, but guys really don't care. But because of women, if you have a item that's valued, it's gonna be valued. That's just what it is. As I said multiple times, going to GameStop. Who has the smallest section in GameStop? Nintendo. Why? Because a lot of people do not trade in their games. That's why a lot of old Nintendo games are worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars, some thousands, because people just had them. And you go to the auction and you could get good money for never open Nintendo games, unsealed boxes. Can you do that with a lot of PlayStation games and stuff? Not really. Could most PlayStation games have been this? Not really. But Sega, you can pull out that with Sega. You can pull out that with Atari. You can pull out with Nintendo. PlayStation, not so much. But I digress. Xbox the same way too. Now this is like the OG start of the Xbox. But there was a video that came out and I said that like I said, Nintendo could have put in all this stuff, not knowing the technology, not knowing how things going on. See, y'all are not technology people. So I like to listen to this video right here from, the CEO of NVIDIA, as he tells us what it took to put in to make the Switch 2, which took years to do. They started this thing like, I think, 3 years after the Switch 1 came out, because they wanted to do something. And there's another video that's going to come out tomorrow talking about how they figure out the Switch magnets for the controllers. There's a lot of time, and I'll be honest with anybody, Nintendo makes leaps and bounds into making simple things that we take for granted, but it takes a lot of technology and a lot of ingenuity to make it. And there are times when Nintendo steps on the foot on a lot of times. The of course the Joy-Con drift, yeah, that's a bad part for them. I give them that. I don't like it. Also, I laugh at people talking about, oh my goodness, people keep on forgetting, and again, these are mostly other gamers and PC. I can't believe Nintendo only gave us 256 gigabytes of storage on the Switch. And if the first day download is 70 gigs, that's gonna take up a lot of space. Okay. Did you say the exact same thing for PlayStation when they give us a terabyte? And say PlayStation 5, a terabyte and 250 was gone to the OS. Some of y'all said it, a lot of y'all didn't. And to me, I didn't care. It benefited Nintendo because if you buy Nintendo game, which are all physical, you have enough space for a while, guaranteed. But if you buy third-party games, then yeah, that's a boo for you. Again, Nintendo should take care of their games, their company, themselves. People, for some weird reason, third parties, these gamers think, oh, well, I can't even play this. You're like, just go buy it on Steam Deck or PlayStation or whatever third party. Like, I'm buying a Nintendo console for Nintendo console. And there's a video that's going to be coming up about that tomorrow, about that, because people need to understand this is why we buy the console. It just is what it is. So let's hear what Jensen have to say. The man who at least, and I watched the video, but my thing is, he has respect and doesn't go into these stupid tropes that these gamers love to talk about, these so-called gamers.
This is a proud moment for all of us at NVIDIA. We've worked with Nintendo for more than a decade, drawn together by a shared belief that technology should serve creativity, and that joy is worth engineering for. I still remember the day Iwata-san shared his dream with us. He wanted to create something no one had seen before. A console powerful enough for big cinematic games, but small enough to take anywhere. It sounded impossible. But that vision became the original Nintendo Switch. We lost Iwata-san before the launch.
Yeah.
But his clarity, his purpose, it still inspires our work every day. Together, we poured everything into that system. The Nintendo Switch took over 500 engineer years at NVIDIA. We rethought the entire stack, chip architecture, OS, APIs.
500 years. He said, repeat that again.
Launch. But his clarity, his purpose, it still inspires our work every day. Together, we poured everything into that system. The Nintendo Switch took over 500 engineer years at NVIDIA.
500 years, engineer years in a video. All right. My point of saying is pointing out it's not year equivocal. It's the way how they do some of the math for the hours and hours they put in with all the people coming together to put hours. When other gamers think it's just simply just put here, there, and done whatever. The Steam Deck is a good console, handheld PC. Not gonna deny it. So is the ALG Ally and the Legion, but they're heavier. They're heavier. The resolution wasn't leaps and bounds over the Switch, but it's still better than the Switch. It played games, but even though it's heavy and big and bulkier, the battery life was nowhere better than the Switch. Like, the engineering of all that stuff takes time. And people need to understand that, but they think they just need to just put, hey, LCD here, this, like, This is the part of gamers that kill me when they think they know what they're talking about. They do not know what they're talking about.
We rethought the entire stack: chip architecture, OS, APIs, game engines, so the magic could travel with you. The results speak for themselves. Over 150 million consoles sold. A global platform that brought families together, empowered indie creators, and redefined what a console could be. And now, a bold new chapter begins. The mission: build a new console that takes the original vision further. To make it so, we had to reinvent everything. The chip inside Nintendo Switch 2 is unlike anything we've built before.
Okay, before he goes that, reimagine building from the ground up again. Now, people say it's not intuitive. Shout out to Prista. He's talking about the mouse control and everything. And I'm not, again, Prista, good for you. And I'm not calling you out for being something, but you pointed out because it's still something different. No other console does that. Another thing is, they didn't just upgrade. They built it from the ground up. And the reason I don't have a problem with it, because again, when PlayStation does it and Xbox does it, nobody was saying a thing. They're just like, more power, we could do things. That's all you guys were asking for. So now Nintendo is kind of doing the exact same thing, not beat for beat, but they're doing the same thing now. Now y'all get angry. I never understood that.
It brings together 3 breakthroughs. The most advanced graphics ever in a mobile device. Full hardware ray tracing, high dynamic range for brighter highlights and deeper shadows, and an architecture that supports backward compatibility. Dedicated AI processors to sharpen, animate, and enhance gameplay in real time. And it's ultra low power. We optimized the semiconductor process technology for high performance in a handheld device, so it can go wherever you go. This chip is a technical marvel. It delivers performance, intelligence, and beauty in the palm of your hand. Switch 2 is more than a new console. It's a new chapter, worthy of Iwata-san's vision. To our friends at Nintendo, congratulations. We're honored to be on this journey with you. And to everyone who loves games, let the fun begin.
And that's all it needs to be said. Shout out for Jensen for even bringing, like I said, respect to the late great Iwata-san. I wish he wasn't taken away so quickly. I wish Gunpei Yokoi wasn't taken away so quickly as I talked in the last video yesterday. I wish he wasn't, and I'm gonna do a video upon Gunpei Yokoi, how important he was to Nintendo. And yes, and also to many of the people, I've seen people, Trip included, talking about the video from Gaming, to talk about Nintendo Switch. I was gonna do that. I have the video. I watched the video. I don't want to do negative. Like I said, this is a good week, a happy week. I hope everybody out there get the Switches. Hope problems don't happen from the stores. Hope everybody play Mario Kart, the first game, and enjoy it. And also for the kind of people like, oh, there's no games ready to play. Okay. And if you don't buy the Switch 2, enjoy your Switch 1. There's still games coming out. I was Azuma. Rune Factor Zuma's coming out for the Switch 1. And there's a lot of games still coming out for the Switch 1. If you have a Switch 1, there's plenty of games out there to buy. And also, if not, play your games on your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Game Pass, and everything. Look, gaming is a hobby. There's a lot of negative things about it. The bubble that I was talking about popped. It sucks. Prices are going up. I totally agree with everybody. Prices are going up. But what can we do now? The world has changed. The one thing that always stays the same is change. It's always inevitable. It never stays constant. For all the anime people who watch anime, for all the gamers who watch all this stuff, it says in the game, Change is always constant. So why do you want to stuck at home? Should be $60. Stop being spoiled little brats and kids and get it. If you can't afford any console, it ain't gotta be a Switch too, and whatever. Because look at the graphics cards. I could go out and buy a 580, but it's like 580 is $1,000. I'm like, I could get 2 Switches for $1,000. 580. I have a 470 Ti in my PC right now, and it's doing a wonderful job at the moment. It's not doing nothing crazy, nothing stupid. It's working, it's rendering, it's helping my process. We have now entered the 10th generation. Let's hope for the best. The 9th generation, Nintendo killed it. 8th generation was PlayStation 4 killed it. But it was also the eroding of how consoles are gonna be. 7th generation was fun. I enjoyed it. The 5th generation was also fun. But the 12th started this whole streaming, not for fun, bickering, bitching, griping. You have a hobby. Find the games you like and enjoy it.